There he is. He was right up against those rocks. And there was one there. All right. It's Dalton, everybody. I got my buddies behind me here, Rick and his grandson, his nephew, out here fishing these rocks. Here's a little largemouth right here, just kind of tucked up on the rock, catching them with a jig. There's another one. Coming up and jumping. Looks like another. Yep, another largemouth over here. Largemouth love a jig, especially in the winter time. Come here, buddy, settle down. Where's that? Where are you hooked? Where are you hooked? Oh, right there. There we go. Little largemouth there. Hoping maybe there'll be a little bigger one somewhere hanging around. Another one right here. Yeah, they're really on a jig out here. Jig's one of the best winter baits there is. I'm going to sit down with you guys and show you kind of how I set a jig up, what weights I use and so forth when fishing a jig. All right, when it comes to jig fishing, I think that, you know, wintertime is, in my opinion, it's like #1 time to throw a jig. I used to be very intimidated with a jig. I would not throw a jig. I couldn't get bit on it. And for a while, I just gave up on it. And this was years and years ago. And I learned something about jig fishing. It's the same thing with bladed jig fishing. I wasn't fishing it enough. I would throw it 4 or 5 times, not get a bite, get frustrated, put it away. I wasn't giving it enough of a chance. You know, today, I'm fishing around these rocky edges, these steeper walls, and they're sitting up on those shelves. And I caught a bunch of them on a jig today, just dragging it around. Let me share with you 2 setups that I have for jig fishing in the winter. One of them is going to be a 3/4 ounce football jig. This is a net bait pocket bug. I put my own skirt on there, black and blue skirt, and I'm using that Craw Z by Z-Man, and it's black and blue as well. It kind of sticks up in the water. I'm not moving this fast at all. I'm literally throwing this out deeper, working it really, really slow. I lost probably about a 2.5, 3 pounder this morning. I didn't have him hooked good enough, and he hit this football jig really good.
From all that fog.
But you were tagged, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I got him. There's a good one. Looks like it. Yeah, that's not a bad fish at all. Come here, bud. Come here, bud. Come here. Come here. Got a deeper one here with a 3/4 ounce. He was out there around 25, 30 feet. I've caught a handful of largemouth today, so the spotted bass are biting, but these largemouth are biting too. Got another one, Rick. Oh, jig will just catch them a little bit bigger. They're down deep. I'm in about 30, 35 feet. Nice spotted bass. Black and blue jig will get it done. Most of the fish that I've caught today, though, have been on this 3/8 ounce ball head jig. Now, I buy these are called Boss jigs. You can go directly to their site and get them, or you can get them at Tackle Warehouse. I feel like I got a gnat or something chasing me. This color is peanut butter and jelly. What I do is I take a June bug skirt and a brown skirt, put it together, and then today I'm using a Z-Man TRD peanut butter and jelly trailer, and it's working out great. This is a 3/8 ounce ball head. Another ball head jig that you can get that's really good is made by Buckeye. It's called Buckeye Ball and Out Jig. You can get them in different sizes. I used those for a long time till I finally started buying these, but they're both the same ball head jigs. 3/8 ounce is my favorite weight of a jig to throw.
Just let it go. Get it off the road.
There's another one.
And then you drift them. We'll drift them up.
Yeah, they're on the jig. They're definitely on the jig. Here's a spot here. Good spot. Come here, buddy. All right. Not bad. Not bad, not bad spot at all. A little fat one. The key for me in the wintertime is just cast my jig out, and all I'm going to do is just wait till it hits the bottom. I should be pretty shallow here. A little spot that I've stopped to have my lunch here in a minute, but what I do is I just slowly drag it like that. I mean, really, really slow. I don't move this thing fast at all, especially in the wintertime. Now, every once in a while, I'll give it a little hop. Maybe I'll even hop it twice. I'm not trying to move it very far. I'm just thinking if there's a fish following it, you know, he'll take it at that point. But again, it's just a slow drag. That's all I'm doing. I think wintertime is the easiest time to fish a jig, because all you got to do is drag it, and these fish will respond. You know, a lot of them are on the bottom. They're tucked up on the bottom, and they respond to a jig when you're dragging it. Now, as far as a rod, I use two of them. This is a 6'8" Okuma EVX rod, medium heavy, but it has a really soft tip. Now, the reason I want a short rod when I'm jig fishing is when I'm fishing around those rocks, I definitely you know, want to have a short rod. I get real precise casts. But you want a medium heavy with a good tip to where your backbone starts right around here, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me explain this. A largemouth bass, as you already know, especially when they get bigger, they're really good at shaking their head. They'll jump out of the water, shake their head, throw your bait right out. They will do that with a jig. Now, this is a 7-foot medium heavy rod, really nice soft tip. This is my custom rod. The 3/4 ounce jig, I got to tell you something about this. If a largemouth hits it, he comes up and he shakes his head, and you don't have that parabolic bend, if you have a real stiff rod, he'll throw that thing right out of his mouth. It's a heavy jig, he'll throw it right out of his mouth. You need that shock absorber. So medium heavy, soft tip is absolutely the best for me when it comes to jig fishing. So I already had a good time. I'm going to do some more fishing. I've caught a bunch of fish on a jig. Like I say, they're tucked up right on the rocks and feeding like crazy. These bass are extremely active out here. Water temperatures are still running around 54, 55 degree, and pretty clear. I'm, you know, in some places up to 4 feet. So these fish aren't going to have any problem with you seeing their bait, or with them seeing your bait. I appreciate you all. I thank you. I'm going to be doing some more fishing today. I'm going to get my wife out here. She wants to come out in a couple of days, and hopefully we can get on some fish and get her going on her Ned rig, because she loves her Ned rig. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate you all. Talk to you next time.